Okay, let's just get right into it. Something's different in Kansas City this year. For what feels like forever, the Chiefs have been the team to beat in the NFL, right? But after one truly brutal loss, suddenly everyone is asking a pretty huge question.
Is this dynasty actually crumbling? I mean, after a couple of absolutely baffling decisions in a game they had to win, that is the question hanging over one of the most dominant teams we've seen in a long time. So let's break down exactly what happened.
So how do we even get to this point? Look, this wasn't just one bad day at the office. This was the boiling point of a season that's been just deeply frustrating for them.
Just think about the whiplash here. For years, this was the NFL's most polished, most dominant, most feared team. But the Chiefs we're watching this season, it's like a completely different squad. One that's just been plagued by these uncharacteristic penalties, turnovers, and flat-out mental mistakes.
And that brings us to the game that might have been the final straw. This loss to the Houston Texans, it wasn't just a loss on the scoreboard. It felt more like a complete self-inflicted wound that just ripped open all the problems that have been simmering under the surface. To really understand this collapse, you have to zero in on two specific moments. Two fourth-down calls that didn't just change the game. They might have changed the entire trajectory of the Chiefs' season.
So picture this. It's late in the fourth quarter. It's a total dogfight of a game tied 10-10. Every single yard, every single play call is under a microscope. There is absolutely, positively no room for error.
And this is where we see the first, and you could argue the most mind-boggling mistake of the day.
So here's the deal. It's 4th and 1. Normally you'd think, okay, pretty makeable. But look at where they are on the field, their own 31-yard line. The textbook play here is to punt the ball, trust your defense, and make the other team drive the length of the field. Instead, they went for it, and the pass fell incomplete. They just handed the ball over on a silver platter.
And the fallout? Oh, it was immediate, and it was brutal. With that amazing field position just gifted to them, the Texans only needed 6 plays to march right down and score the go-ahead touchdown. It was a massive gamble that backfired in the worst way imaginable.
Now you'd think they would have learned their lesson right then and there. But, and you're not going to believe this, on the very next drive, it happened again.
This time, it's 4th and 4. And again, they're deep in their own territory. And again, they go for it. And again, incomplete pass. It's a shocking pattern. You make a huge mistake, and then you immediately double down on it. It just gifted the Texans incredible field position not once, but twice in a row.
So with the game basically lost on those two head-scratching plays, the focus immediately shifted. Who's responsible for this? Whose calls were these? And in the press conference after the game, there was no finger-pointing, no excuses. The answer came straight from the top.
I mean, this quote from head coach Andy Reid, it just says it all, doesn't it? He didn't try to explain it away or sugarcoat it. He called the decisions what they were, stupid. And the most important part, he completely owned it.
And he didn't just stop with that one quote. He really hammered it home, saying that you just can't make that many mistakes against good teams and expect to win. And he made it crystal clear, this wasn't on the players. He said the responsibility for playing more disciplined football starts and ends with him as the head coach.
Okay, so those were the in-game mistakes. But what about the big picture? I mean, what was the real damage from this loss? Well, it was staggering.
And this is where they stand now. 6 wins and 6 losses. Just let that sink in for a second. For a team that expects to be in the Super Bowl every year, being a .500 team this late in the season is nothing short of a catastrophe.
And this chart right here really tells the whole story. The reigning AFC champions are on the outside looking in. They're not just fighting for a higher seed anymore. They are literally fighting for their playoff lives, needing to basically win out and get a ton of help from other teams just to sneak in.
So what this all really boils down to is a massive identity crisis for this team, a fundamental conflict that's threatening to tear their whole season apart.
On one side of the coin, you have this undeniable world-class talent. Nobody doubts for a second what Patrick Mahomes and this roster can do. But then you flip that coin over and you see this. Just a crippling lack of discipline. Mental errors and questionable coaching calls are completely undermining all that amazing talent when it matters most.
And that leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? This is the entire story of the Chiefs season wrapped up in one thought. For a team that looked like a dynasty, time is running out to find an answer, and that clock is ticking faster than ever.